Avant breaks one tackle at the 20, still going 25, and stopped around the 28-yard line for the first possession of the game for Colorado State on offense.
Very nice run to open up the game. They came out and showed the Huskies had to adjust to nickel defense, and they did the smart thing, run against the nickel.
They already have Taj Bullock into the game, and he is a slash-type player for them on offense. But it's Dupree catching the pass, and down goes Dupree on the tackle by Jacob Lane. They've got a good starting right tackle in Aaron Karras, who was an honorable mention All-Mountain West Conference selection. Third down, deep throw, Fowler Nicolosi, and good coverage. It's broken up by transfer to Tacario Davis on a pass that was intended for Jordan Ross.
Tacario Davis, another tall, lanky defensive back.
Davis was a Jim Thorpe Award finalist last year at Arizona. 3 years Arizona had one interception. Marker down before the punt, as we see Brian Hansen on the field ready to punt the ball. 9 punts last year for an average of 41 yards. The redshirt junior from Colleyville, Texas.
47. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
First back 5 yards on the false start. And now the punt by Brian Hansen. A 9-yard run on first down, but the drive went backwards. Jacob Lane made a big play on second down. There's a marker down on the punt. Denzel Boston caught it at the 28. Broke one tackle, but then he's taken to the turf. Ball came out right there at the end as he surged over the 35-yard line and officially spotted it at the 36. It's a 43-yard punt on the first punt of the night by Brian Hansen.
It should be illegal formation or illegal procedure on the Rams. See what the Huskies and Jetfish want to do.
Well, they already made a mistake on fourth down going back 5 yards.
Correct.
And to your point, we will see what the Huskies do.
5 in the backfield, 16. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down for Washington.
Starts the game with a handoff. This is good field position for the 41 to the 44 for Jonah Coleman. Lincoln.
Well, last year the Huskies could not protect their quarterback and gave up a lot of sacks. Couldn't run the ball, couldn't pass the ball. One of the reasons why they ended the season with a 6-7 record. So this year, what did they do? They went out in the transfer portal and addressed it, and they've got some good ones. Pay particularly close attention to left tackle Carver Willis, who I'm going to be talking about throughout the night because I think that young man can play on Sundays as well.
Jed Fish said yesterday the offensive line really connected as a group. They like each other. They're playing well together in fall camp. They block well for Damon Williams, who throws it down the field for Denzel Boston, and it's broken up in the last minute. And a key transfer from SMU. Converted 36.5% of third downs. The FBS average was 40%. Williams is flush from the pocket. He runs. He's taken down around the sideline and taken down at midfield, which is 1 yard short. A.J. Nolan at safety made a big tackle along the sideline. It's 4th and 1. Lincoln.
Huge tackle because you thought that Damon Williams was going to be able to get that first down and more with his speed. But way to close A.J. Nolan from his safety spot. Come underneath the possible block by the tight end. Set up a 4th down. Analytics say go for it.
Nolan, a redshirt freshman from Tualatin, Oregon. Portland suburb made a big stop. Now Williams on 4th and 1, and they'll throw it underneath, and Rick easily pick up the first down. Jonah Coleman, and picks up a lot more than the first down. Ball's inside the 30 to the 28 of Colorado State, a gain for 22.
Well called, well designed play that time. Jeff Fish's offense.
Williams to throw on 1st and 10 at the Rams 28. All day to throw. Rasheed Williams catches the ball, forced backwards.
And this is a great job, a great drive, and this is a great way to finish it.
As a party, a big block, the run by Coleman, he's in, touchdown! They run behind the right side, not the left side, and Coleman scores from 26 yards out. Huskies convert on the first drive of the season.
Mark, that offensive line did a phenomenal job at blocking the front seven, isolating Jonah Coleman to be on a possible safety. Safety took a poor angle for Colorado State, got caught inside, and there was nothing but green dirt outside. Look how the offensive linemen buy the blocks, score with your men, and push them to the end zone if you can. Jonah Coleman does the rest as he breaks in for a touchdown.
Well, we were talking about the true freshman starting at left guard, but Drew Azzopardi, who transferred in from San Diego State and started 13 games at right tackle last year, is believed to be much improved, bigger and stronger, and he showed it there, Lincoln, plowing the road for the long run by Coleman, and then Grady Gross nails the extra point. Colorado State will try to settle things down, starting from the 25. Taj Bullock, transfer from Akron, is in the game. Is Nicolosi going to throw his way? He will, and Bullock did catch it. Well, head coach Jay Norvell and offensive coordinator Matt Mumme said they had to figure out how to use him because he can help them score points, but they know how to use Jalen Dupree. Washington State transfer. Buda Aluto with an important tackle.
Pass.
And now this is flipped back. Bullock's going to throw it. Up for grabs. And he was throwing that back to Braden Fowler-Nicolosi.
Yeah, Nicolosi snuck out as well as the tight end, but the Huskies did a good job at covering him up. They had the defense completely fooled because the tight end snuck out for a deep dig route. And he had his chance. He had a choice.
Justin Marshall's come in the game as a third down back on 3rd and 5. Open field tackle, and that's a key transfer. Alex McLaughlin made the tackle. Bullock's the quarterback. On 4th down, they're going for it. He darts to the outside. Maybe has the first down.
Yep.
This is close to the 24. Well, certainly we have seen that Bullock is going to be used a number of different ways by the group from Fort Collins, Colorado. 8-5 record for Colorado State last year. Now, sprinting off to the outside. A lot of room to run. A first down and goal coming up because of Jalen Dupree. Down to the 5, and then late as he was being tackled, a penalty flag came in. 19-yard run for the second time on the drive for Jalen Dupree.
Wait to see what the refs have here. I didn't see anything egregious, but
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 12. Is half of this on the other line. Bennett, first down.
oh, interesting. Surprised the back judges are running through the flag though.
First and goal to the 2, and it's a read option and in for Bullock. Well, they have found a way to use a new weapon for Colorado State. Taj Bullock runs it in from 2 yards out. And you see how fired up head coach Jay Norvell is for the Rams. What a drive, 75 yards, and Bullock had his hands and feet all over it.
Well, they did it all on the ground on this drive. Big play after big play, getting down there. Of course, having some help by the penalty, getting closer. But they just showed that they are a physical team by pushing the Huskies back for a score.
From Little Rock, Arkansas, he spent 4 years at Baylor. Transfer portal kicker Isaiah Hankins to tie the score, and he does.
6:47.
Hankins slipped on the kickoff. Here's Adam Muhammad on the return. It was a short kick because of a slip by Hankins. Went to the NCAA tournament again last year. Right now, though, Washington, second drive of the game. The first one was outstanding. Jonah Coleman finished finished it off with a long run. And they'll go to Coleman again. Good field position to start both of their drives. The last one started at the 41. This one at the 36, and a gain of 4 on first down.
When you're averaging 4 or 5 yards a crack, as the Huskies are doing running the football, that means the holes are going to get bigger as the game continues.
They ran up to the line, they're going to snap it quickly, and a rollout throw, and Rasheed Williams with his second catch of the game. And good enough for a first down. Jahari Rogers a tackle, but after the necessary yardage was picked up to the 47.
Now you see tempo here by the Dogs, back on the line of scrimmage.
Downhill run, Coleman. Jaquez Evans, a transfer from Baylor. Really important player in the Colorado State defense. Decker to grab, absorbs a big hit. And the young tight end, the sophomore who we saw start off so well last year. Touchdowns on his first 2 receptions with the Huskies. He hangs on to the ball at the 40 of Colorado State. There's more tempo again. Coleman did not pick up any yardage on that first down run. Now he's being spelled by Adam Muhammad. And it's up high and caught. Rasheed Williams has been a preferred target of Demond Williams early in the game. Now Muhammad. And a running play picks up the first down on second down and 1. It's a gain of 4 for Adam Muhammad from Glendale, Arizona. And he goes in motion, Coleman does. Nice shot by Muhammad, the running back, in pass protection. And Williams will roll out and opt to tuck it under and run. And a nice running play by Williams down to the 22-yard line of the Rams.
Got some movement. False start.
Yep. Washington averaged about 6 penalties a game last year for around 52 yards. Their second one of tonight's game.
Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, it's a more difficult situation now. Moving the Huskies back to 3rd down and 10. And around 27. And under pressure. And it's Lamondre Joe with another play. He wasn't the only one. Didn't punt a lot over the last 2 seasons for the Ducks. When he did, he averaged 42 yards, but not concerned with average here, concerned with pinning them in really poor field position. And they do!
Great play. Outstanding special teams.
Going to be a touchback.
Oh, they said touchback? It must have been an answer.
And so it's a touchback on the punt. One play, Jalen Dupree. And bumped out of bounds by McEllisteen, the safety. That's Jeff Fish, and they want to get the stop right now, and they do! 3rd down and 2, and it's Buda Alukta with a big stop on a running play by Jalen Dupree. Now a punt by Brian Hansen. It's a good one. Backtracking Boston to the 19. Flag is down. Hit hard at the 25, driven forward. The punt by Hansen, 54 yards. And there's also a marker down as well.
Yeah, I think this too is going to go against the Huskies and back them up a little further. We might possibly have a legal block in the back.
Penalty hurt the last offensive drive, and it's going to hurt the starting field position
Legal
here.
block in the back. Receiving team number 0. 10-yard penalty. 1st down. Timeout.
With a 5-set victory earlier over Kansas. Quick pass. Denzel Boston catches. Back on the tackle. Puts his foot in the ground and stays in bounds. And then a burst up the sideline for a first down. That helps them. Quentin Moore is back this year at tight end. He's in motion. Williams escapes a sack, throws on the run, and it's complete. And that is the first collegiate catch for the true freshman. Hands the ball. Nope, going to keep it. Where's Evans? Really important player. Tyson Summers, the new defensive coordinator at Colorado State, coached him at Western Kentucky. Williams, third down, going up and Denzel Boston caught it! Trying to drag a tackler into the end zone and just short. A.J. Nolan brought down Boston on the lip of the cup. They've done this quite a bit in the first half. They've got Muhammad in the backfield, and he runs, and he stretches, and he shorts. Owen Long kept him out of the end zone. And this is first and goal after the penalty. And no problem this time. Touchdown, Washington, Muhammad. Kickoff after the 1-yard touchdown run by Adam Muhammad. And it's returned for the 2-yard line. Lord of Lawrence. Transfer from Tulsa. He's a good kick returner. We mentioned that earlier. They had one for a score last year. And that one's past midfield. Lloyd Avance. Jacob Lane ended up on the tackle. Taj Bullock is back in. That weapon for Colorado State. He was on the slot on the left side. Fowler Nicolosi deep down the middle of the field and incomplete. He toward Uriana Barnechea. Handoff, Dupree. Remember, this drive started after the great kick return by Lloyd Avance, but it goes nowhere. And now Fowler Nicolosi is dropped way back. They're going to quick kick it. It was 4th and 8, and Fowler Nicolosi does a nice job here. It's rolling and stops inside the 2-yard line, officially at the 1. We've shown solid fundamental football. Players in the system for multiple years has helped. Now it's just a matter of doing it in front of 70,000 in the first game.
And then you jump off sides.
Ooh, and when you're starting on the 1-yard line after the pooch punt by Braden Fowler Nicolosi and the Rams, and the tight end Jackson Warren downing it.
He's half the distance to the goal. First down.
No heads up to the, just not even aware of the short pass to Boston.
By the way, John Mills is back at left guard. We saw Paki Finau play some on that last drive. And there's a pass coming across the field. Caught Decker DeGraff. Only turned 1st and 10, but first down at 10 and a half. So the pass to Boston held, but now Williams is keeping it. Flag is down, but look at Williams go. Some breathtaking speed there in the open field, and it looked like something very special could happen.
I think this is coming back. I think it's going to be a legal formation on the Dogs.
The run was for 29 yards if the play stands, but Washington in jeopardy of another penalty.
Sloppy ball.
4 penalties in this game. No, it's on Colorado State.
Oh, wow. I misspoke. I took the body language of the offense walking back like it was on them. I didn't see that. Great running by that young man.
Remember, over 830 yards gained after contact last year, but not this time.
Oh, this time he was stopped in his track. There was so much penetration by the Rams on the opposite side of the ball.
But he'll have a bigger role on this Rams defense and had an important PBU on 2nd down. So now 3rd and 13. Williams, a lot of time. Now the pocket collapses, and down he goes. Jimmy Doherty said yesterday they're stressing to him the importance of getting rid of the ball. He got sacked 15 times in the 2 starts at the end of last season. Here's a heave. That was not good times for Braden Fowler Nicolosi. runs right back to the 10-yard line. Central Florida transfer X-Ray Alexander. He's back home from Auburn, Washington. Brian Hansen has had a 54-yard punt in this game tonight.
And you saw Texas early loss to Ohio State.
Javon Williams, 41-yard line, incomplete. Pass Rasheed Williams. Now 2nd and 10. Cut back run, Jonah Coleman. First down, Jonah Coleman. But it appears they will not. Coleman has run for 25 yards on the last 2 plays. Javon Williams flush from the pocket, away from the rush, steps out of bounds. Here's 2nd down. Roll left, running, 31-yard line. 57 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in his last 2 years of high school.
There's a missed snap right there, and that just calls a turnover.
It's just what we're talking about, that consciousness about the ball. It's a turnover right here.
He was not ready for the snap.
Marker down, pass complete, ball out at the 41-yard line. Tommy Maher caught it.
I still think it's going to be a legal procedure, illegal formation.
Illegal formation. 5 in the backfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Complete. First down.
That went for 7 yards. Remember, it was 1st and 15. Now 2nd and 8. And again, Warren a little behind them, but the 6'8" tight end catches it. But he's held in bounds again. And that was Alex McLaughlin. Colorado State's head coach. His team is 0 for 5 on 3rd downs tonight. Head coach at Nevada, 5 years now, season 4 at Colorado State. And they will convert a 3rd down for the first time in the game on the tough catch by Tay Lanier, who's been forced out of bounds by Davis. Now Fowler Nicolosi will step up, stays behind the line, and another completion. And it's the first one of the night to LaVon Brown. Caught 4 passes last year. They pick up the Husky rush. And it's complete for a first down for Colorado State. Jackson Warren, the big tight end, at the 18-yard line. Stops the clock with 25 seconds left in the first half. Fowler Nicolosi again to Jackson Warren. And tackle inbounds. Nice tackle by Alex McLaughlin. What will the Rams do now? The clock is running. 15 seconds.
They call a timeout.
They are really high on him, understandably. Dupree for the 15-yard line. He cuts back and he's in. Touchdown, Colorado State. What a drive. They can go into halftime in a tie game if they finish it off with the extra points. A turnover results in a drive for a score. Dupree running it in with 11 seconds left in the half.
Great play called by Jay Norvell. Great execution by the Rams offense. One-on-one with the safety, that's all you want. They've had success all night running the football. Got away from it a couple times. The offense had limited success, but you see what happens? The Huskies are still having a hard time stopping the run.
First opportunity for redshirt freshman Jalen Dupree to be a feature back, and he's having himself quite a night. Squib kick, high bounce. Jonah Coleman. Forced out of bounds. There's still time on the clock. Jonah Coleman is wrestled down, and the first half comes to an end. It is tied at 14. Washington won the toss at the start of the game tonight and deferred their option to the second half. Here's a return from the 6-yard line. Muhammad has room to run. Broken tackle by the kicker, Hankins. Coleman hit it.
Do just about everything with their host of linebackers.
Link, this is a big moment in the game. Early third quarter, tie game, third and short at midfield, and a conversion on the running play for Jonah Coleman. Washington trying to win a home opener for the 100th time in school history. They have a fight on their hands, pressure, hit as he throws, but it is a catch for Denzel Boston. Demond Williams stood in, made a critical throw. Boston hung on to the ball, and they moved the chains to the 34.
A nice pass that time by Williams again. Look and see if he catches it. We're going to look in.
More pressure from Owen Long. That went for 14 yards to the 34. They're thinking shot. Williams scrambles. Demond Williams. Nice cut in open field. He's got the 20. He's got the 10. And almost to the 5-yard line.
He's running with a lot of passion right now.
First and goal of the 7. Coleman. In at the 5, still going.
And Jonah Coleman does a good job getting behind his guys as goes for the score.
Oh, it's a little wrinkle. They give it to Kate Eldridge, the player and tight end. He transferred in from USC, and Kate Eldridge blocked on first and goal and ran it in on second and goal. Touchdown, Washington.
Eldridge listed as a tight end, lines up in the backfield as a fullback. The I formation very similar to the play they ran before to Jonah Coleman. As you look at it, watch just getting into the fullback. It's a simple give. Colorado State's looking for number 1. Number 44 is running the end zone. Great push by the boys up front.
Kate Eldridge caught 3 passes last year at USC. He runs it in for a touchdown from a yard out. The 3rd tight end lines up as a fullback and plunges in from a yard away. Oh, the kick goes out of bounds. The kickoff by Ethan Michalski, who's brought in to be a kickoff specialist. Huge leg. This is officially 2nd down and 6 for the Rams. Dupree's near 90 yards, but he won't make it to 90 yards and barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage. Jacob Lane. Only 1 3rd down conversion in the first half for the Rams. Tommy Maher is the target. And right at the line to gain.
Very close. Very close.
It's just enough. Lincoln, it's just enough. Maher by about a foot. Leroy Bryant, the nickelback, made the tackle, but it is a first down. And now, here's an end around, and it's a cut by Ross. Oh, and what a play in the backfield by Alex McLaughlin.
Boy, he's becoming a tackle machine tonight. Picking up what he did at Northern Arizona.
But a flag.
Yeah, we're going to get him for holding. Definitely going to get him away from get him for holding here. Leroy Bryant, the nickelback corner, was out in space. They were trying to get the ball to Tommy Mayer.
Defense, number 0. Pulled in place in the spot of the foul. Not better. First down.
Position for Ryan Walters' defense. Rather than Rashawn Clark. Hey, Bullock's in the game now.
Right,
but they're not going to him. They go to Jackson Warren. Touchdown.
That's exactly what happened the last time. The same route. Run a little bit of a, with Bullock in the backfield, run a little bit of a fake. The Huskies think they have the screen read. Hey, diddle diddle, look what's floating down the middle.
You can't miss that target. Jackson Warren, 6'8", 245.
But everyone thinks it's tunnel screen. Look how many eyes are in the backfield, and they're fooled. Jackson Warren goes over the top, easy pitch and catch for the score. And as I said, these Rams have responded every time the Huskies have done something. That's why they're in close to tying the game right now.
6 catches, 79 yards. There's a return on the kickoff for Washington. Adam Muhammad. Joe with pressure and a sack.
Joe comes on unblocked. And then Demond Williams needs to see that. He needs to know he's coming from the lower part of your screen right there, unblocked. Not really sure who had the assignment, but an empty backfield, one more than the Huskies to block.
Jay Norvell told us, he said, we went into the portal. We wanted high character guys, and we wanted players with a lot of experience who were starters at their schools. Lamondre Joe was a starter for much of his 4 years at Missouri State. And now it's Jamalowicz coming in off the edge, but they got the ball away. Williams found out Muhammad, broken tackle, first down. Oh, a huge play both by Williams and Muhammad. And third and longs have been no trouble for both teams here in the third quarter. Colorado State converted on a 3rd and 19, and a 3rd and long there goes for 33 yards for Washington.
How about Williams doing a good job of getting rid of that ball and getting down to protect himself, staring in the eyes of danger, coming in. Well-timed screen, but he takes another shot. Look at the quarterback here. That's a big shot up high. Probably could have been called, but he was falling down. They turned it into a big play on the screen to Muhammad, first down.
That's a conversion on a 3rd down and 12. Now Jonah Coleman's back in after Muhammad made his presence felt. And Coleman, who had 5 games last year of over 100 yards rushing, has his first this year. He was at 98.
Washington, first down.
On the first down run that gained 2, Owen Long for Colorado State just made his 13th tackle of the game. There's a catch by the freshman Desmond Roebuck, his 2nd of the game. The true freshman.
Just have to run those screens full speed to get familiar. Guys to get familiar with one another. Huskies
converted 3rd and 12 a moment ago. This is 3rd and 4. Backside pressure coming. Williams got away from it. It scrambles for the first down. Forced out by Edmondson again. A fast-moving third quarter.
Yes, it is.
Touchdown drives by both Washington and Colorado State, and the Huskies are driving again. Going underneath the defense and lunging to the 12 is Adam Muhammad.
Gain of 4 on first down.
It was 14 all at halftime. Williams, a lot of time to throw. Looking for Denzel Boston. Finding Denzel Boston. Marker down. Catch made. Touchdown right now.
Even with the contact, he was able to pull that football in. Nice corner route by Denzel Boston. The ball's a little bit behind him. He turns around and makes the adjustment, and that's when the interference happens. And as you take a look at this play develop, look at that. Great concentration and pulls in this catch. Bobbles it a little bit, Mark, but that is a big-time catch from a big-time player.
9 touchdowns last year. Number 1 here. Great concentration to ward off the contact from C.J. Blocker and be able to juggle and catch the ball securely.
That's a nice drive by the Dogs, responding to the touchdown by the Rams.
Well, credit to both teams for 3 excellent drives and are kicking away to Colorado State. Brady Gross is kicking off, not Michalski. Oh, and it's a short kick, bobbled. Colorado State got on it. Taj Bullock is in. Bullock takes a direct snap and runs it. And this drive starts at the 43. And Bullock scampers off to the far side of the field from our perspective and is bumped out just inside midfield. Throwing off his back foot and intercepted! Stepping in front of Tommy Maher was McAlistine. Is this a turnover that could swing the pendulum of the game after Washington and Colorado State had traded touchdown drives over the last 4 possessions for the respective teams? And then the Esteen interception on the pass from Maher. Stepping out to Damian Williams. Now he's got a ladder under run. This was easily able to accelerate away from defensive lineman Jack Moran. And safety A.J. Nolan came up to hit him, but not before a long run to the 38. Williams has run for 68 yards in the game. And by the way, 412 yards of offense and more now for Washington. They bring in Jordan Washington. Washington does, and a man with such great speed from Long Beach, California. We didn't see that elite speed on display there, but it is a nice gain. Enough for a first down. Start the 4th quarter. First down, Washington, leading by 7.
Going trips to the wide side of the field.
Saw DeGraff move across the formation, the tight end. That's where they're throwing, a little behind him and incomplete. Coleman has moved outside, so they go empty. Rasheed Williams caught it. Rasheed Williams on 2nd down and 10. Works his way all the way to the 16. He's a bit short. His receiving prowess at tight end, and he helped throw a block. Now Jonah Coleman, another jump cut. And down to the 5-yard line.
Quentin Murray, the other tight end with the pancake block.
Graph in motion. Coleman takes the handoff and hit just short of the line of scrimmage. 315-pound Jernias Tapia, who's from West Seattle. Tonight's a big night for him, obviously. He had a big hand in that tackle. Low throw, incomplete. Jonah Coleman, the intended receiver. It's picked up. 3rd goal throw to the back of the end zone, overthrown.
Trying to go to Denzel Boston, the same play earlier that they scored on. Needed a little bit more air, in my opinion.
24-yard field goal attempt. Grady Gross was 18 of 22 2 seasons ago. Was just 18 of 26 on field goals last year. But this is essentially a chip shot 24 yards away, and it's a 2-score lead. Tommy Maher, and it is caught at the 31. So this drive for Colorado State starts at the 27.
Tight covered by the Husky defense.
Lloyd Avant in it, running back, and he picks up a first down. He's thrown out of bounds by Buda Alukta.
It's a good start with getting a first down.
Lloyd Avant ran for a bit over 250 yards last year at Tulsa. He's originally from Humble, Texas, in the Houston area. And we have an incomplete pass here. Jackson Warren for 79 yards. He had 25 and 27-yard receptions, the latter for a touchdown on a drive earlier in the half. And they're going deep for Warren. Incomplete. Colorado State down 10 on 3rd and 10. And another opportunity to try to go to Warren with McLaughlin in coverage, and another incompletion. Just under 11 minutes to go.
Now you're fine. Ball start.
I think Washington called a timeout before.
Oh. I didn't see that one.
They have breach punted with Fowler Nicolosi.
Their first of the half.
First they were going to go for it, then they were going to punt, now they're going to go for it. 4th and 10. And this is the real deal. They are going for it, and it's caught. First down, Colorado State. And then leaping in the air after the catch, Petey Tucker from Baltimore, and then a transfer from Georgia State, and OKJ Norville. What a decision and what execution.
Great execution by the Rams offense that time. And you see the hurry up pace trying to catch this Husky defense sleeping.
That's 24 yards on 4th and 10 from their own 39-yard line to Petey Tucker. And through the hands of Maher, incomplete. He's got a great chance to be the all-time leading passer in Colorado State history. He wants more yards to add to his number tonight, but nowhere close to being on target. Now watch this, because Taj Bullock, he's not the normal holder.
There you go.
So this is a 4th down. This is at the 34-yard line of Washington. Hankins, the kicker's in motion. Bullock's got it. They're going for it. 4th down, sack! Under 10 to play. Jonah Coleman will run it and move it into Rams territory. And then he's hit.
Good creativity by Jay Norvell, just poor execution.
Throwing the ball to a kicker on a go route.
It can happen these days.
Here's a quick pass and caught. Offensive tackle to the second level against a defensive back. I know you like that one.
Absolutely.
Jonah Coleman, first down on 3rd and 1. Landon Hatchett, the center, had a nice block. John Mills, the true freshman at left guard, was at the second level.
Going backwards. The grab moved early.
Ball start. Offense. 86. 5-1 penalty. First down.
Back to the 41-yard line and a 1st and 15. Midpoint of the 4th quarter. Audric Harris is in. He was in motion. But this is Jonah Coleman. Picked up the 15 yards and a lot more. And he bowling balls off A.J. Nolan. Still going. Jonah Coleman is in. Touchdown, Washington.
He wasn't down.
I think they're going to move this back to the 3-yard line.
I think you're spot on, Steve.
I see that now.
After further review, the runner was down. The ball at the 3-yard line. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
First and goal for the 3. Well, he just had to wait a few seconds.
Will not be denied.
Jonah Coleman runs it out. 17 unanswered for Washington, and they lead 38-21, or will if they hit the extra point. It looked like he had finished the drive with a long run of 41 yards on the prior play. But after the appropriate replay ruling moved the ball back to the 3-yard line. His brother at right guard, Drew Azzopardi at right tackle. They're not the only ones who have played, but they are the starters. And they plowed the road on that touchdown run by Coleman. The Mikel Esteen interception. Big play here in the second half of the game. Rashawn Clark had a sack for a big play here in the second half of the game on 4th down, and he just made a tackle on a catch by Levon Brown. Option, toss. Fowler Nicolosi to Dupree, and nowhere to go. Jacob Lane.
That's how you do it right there, Mark. You start with a tackle for loss on 1st down. You see the Rams try to run a little bit of an option.
Safety transfer from Northern Arizona University. Oh, deflection nearly intercepted. Hudal Luke did have 4 interceptions in his 2 years at Washington State. He's got good hands for a linebacker, but that was a tough catch. Went right off Levon Brown's body. Throw by Fowler Nicolosi, good defense. Alex McLaughlin got a hand in to break up a pass intended for Jackson Warren.
Here we go. Got to go for it on 4th down now.
4th down and 12. Fowler Nicolosi rolling, throwing, and it is caught. Tommy Maher, first down and out of bounds.
Good combination route that time by the Rams.
Perhaps the door remains ever so slightly ajar for Fowler, Nicolosi, and the Rams offense. There's an incomplete pass throwing to the far sideline. 4:41 to go. Rams their own 49. There's movement prior to the snap.
Ball start. Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Back foot throw, Fowler, Nicolosi. Good tackle, Rashawn Clark on the catch by Tommy Maher. Two teams with long losing streaks and season openers ended those streaks tonight. More on that in a minute. Fowler, Nicolosi running out of room. Devin Hyde chasing him from Menlo Park, California, and forced him out. The faintest of hopes could be extinguished here for the Rams. Got away from Jacob Lane. Nicolosi back across the field. Incomplete.
Wow.
And a receiver open on the ground. Tate Lanier.
Wide open.
Doesn't mean that there's still not some good football that can be played by the Rams this year. We saw it tonight. That was a nice job by Damon Williams to get away from a sack and then find Adam Muhammad for a 4 or 5 yard play on first down. Finds Bright went in motion, the true freshman starting at receiver tonight. But it's all about running the ball and running the clock right now. And they're going to jet sweep. Raiden Vines Bright needs to stay in bounds, but did not. Victory formation. And a knee taken by Damon Williams. So this is his first win as a starting quarterback. He started 2 games late last year. Losses to Oregon and Louisville.
Yeah, it was a good outing. Did a good job. They took on a very feisty Colorado State team